time I change studios in here, it's like in this building, it's like it's like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. You know, you just go, it's like you sleep in another room and you wake up and your stuff, you know, it's in there somewhere. You just don't know where it is.
You know, it's funny. When I got my remodeling, right, I've been doing this for like the last, I don't know, decade, it feels like, but the bedroom, finally got it done and was able to move the bed where I'd always wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Which was now facing east. Okay. So it was facing west. Without a doubt, 90% of the time when I wake up, I'm disoriented because I'm thinking it's like things that should be on my right or on my left and they're the other way. And I have to stop and think just for a minute because I've switched it up because that's the way it's been for so long. But I get it because you just expect that's where things are. You're kind of like autopilot.
Yes.
And
so I'm just super glad that was muted before we went live because I hit every button but the right one. But that's okay.
I was like, gosh, it's really quiet.
Yeah. No, I'm just working it out. Just working some stuff out.
Oh,
thank you guys for listening to our podcast, watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live like we do every Friday. We appreciate that. Subscribe to our podcast. Tell your friends about it. Even tell people you don't like about it. Actually, tell people you don't like about it. Rate and review it because that helps other people find our podcast. It was kind of funny. After Sweet Stock, we had like this influx of people subscribing to our podcast, which was awesome. I think people just didn't know that we were doing one. So it's true. And we always think we're immersed in it and we were always doing stuff on social media, but depending on the algorithm, you never know. So we appreciate
Isn't that the craziest? I mean, and I know we talk about it and it's common knowledge, but all of a sudden when you see somebody's post that you haven't seen for a long time, but you didn't realize you hadn't seen them.
Right.
Because it's just kind of like out of sight, out of mind. It's not like somebody you talk to every day, but you're used to seeing a post by them, right? Mm-hmm. And you think, why am I not seeing you? Why am I not? That makes me so angry. I don't know how to. And every once in a while you see people post that copy paste thing of, if you post this and put this over here, it'll make sure that your algorithm's straight. It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work. I love the people that post like twice a year. And it's like, how do you decide what? That's a lot of pressure. Like people that post a lot, that's whatever. You can throw up whatever. But people that are like, one time you see haven't posted for 18 months and it's a picture of like a cat.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
I've seen a few of those lately too. So like, where have you been? Yeah. What are you doing? And why did this moment? This was the moment.
Speaking of cats, we took the cats for a walk again around the park in our stroller.
Just stop
we hadn't done it. Okay, first of all, we hadn't done it tandem, both cats in the same thing since the first night we got the stroller because it didn't work out well. We took them individually a couple times. This is the first time in like the last 3 months that we actually took the cats on a walk and put them both in there. It did not. Molly never hisses. She hissed. Oh. She's like, we got to turn this ship around.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she was not happy.
I can't believe you took the cats for a walk.
You can't really?
No, I can't.
It's so fun.
It's just so foreign. I've always had cats, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hit us up in our comments if you take your cats for a walk. If you really love your cats, you take them for a walk. React.
Good morning, Kathy, and good morning, Cindy.
Hi, guys.
Thank you so much, guys. Let me turn this thing down real quick. I was going to say also, next week, I'm not sure of the date yet, but we'll have Denise Zach on with us. And she was on a couple 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And if you're interested, like she said, all you need to do, and we've received some, so we're passing them on, and we keep everything on the DL. She just needs a picture of you, and then any very specific questions that you might have, and we're gonna take a run at it.
Yeah,
so,
it'll be fun to have her on again.
Yes,
like in that capacity, not just talking to her, but talking to you guys.
Yeah. Her whole story is really interesting. If you get a chance to look her up online, it's ZAK is her last name, DeniseZach.com, to take a look at her website. And she's got some pictures on there with her horse. And she talked about her horse last time that I think she waited till later in life to get a horse. And then she's got other animals, of course. And that's how we had met her and her journey in and out of talking with people. And then kind of like the whole empathic, intuitive type journey that she's had. It'd be interesting to have Andy on with her.
Oof, they could fight.
I don't think they'd fight.
But just a battle of the
battle of the empaths.
Battle of the. I'm telling you, we got to get with Triller and have that after the next Logan Paul fight. Just have a couple psychics up there just beating each other up mentally.
Throw it up on Twitch.
Yeah, I pay.
Who can out forecast the other? Right? Who can out out into it.
Right. Intuitive.
Intuitively outdo each other. So anyway, that'll be coming up next week. So if you wanted to get something in for that, please do. And I've got something else for you here. You know how the stupid, what do I call it? Not autocorrect. The
Autofill.
Autofill.
I love a good autofill story.
Oh my God, hilarious. So came across this one and this happened to me and I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny. And so I thought, well, wait, I wonder what, because I'm on DuckDuckGo. So I'm like, I wonder what Google would say if I asked the same thing to Google. And yep, not the same thing.
Let me guess, it's totally different. Hence why you're on DuckDuckGo, right?
It gives you completely different answers. I mean, it just kind of proves the point. But I just typed in the word or just the letter I, and I don't even remember what it was I was going to look up. And so I came up with I drive safely. I may destroy you.
Wow.
I love you. I ready login. I can resist everything except temptation. That was on DuckDuckGo.
Isn't everything temptation? Like, I can resist everything except temptation? Like, if you're resisting temptation, what? I don't get it.
If it's not tempting, you're not resisting, right? If it's not
I
tempting,
guess,
you don't have to resist.
that just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't compute.
Yeah. So then I went on Google and also got I may destroy you. I love you. I ready. I love pad thai.
Ooh, I do love pad thai.
I-80 Speedway. And finally, I may not be as good as I once was.
Thanks, Toby Keith.
Yeah, so give that a roll, see what you come up with. Just kind of curious. Come up with the same things that I do or not. Oh my God. Okay, so why am I'm getting Microsoft Auto updates, but I'm on a Mac?
Yeah, but you have Chrome.
Oh, I have my Chrome.
Yeah,
so that's why I'm getting so many notifications this morning. It's been crazy.
You guys should have seen her. We were in a twist because it was like 4 minutes till 9, and that's when her people. I'm sure this happened to everybody that your laptop computer decides to update at the most inopportune time, and it was right then. And then you froze, and your screen was flickering, and you were sweaty and we're like, oh, and it was like 2 minutes till we had to go live. Yeah, you were in a twist.
It was crazy, and the flickering was driving me crazy. And then it rebooted, and it came right up at 8:59.
Mm-hmm. Super exciting. Speaking of broken, Sophia's car is again not working.
What?
Have you seen the movie Robots? Where they piece together these robots that actually function in society from different parts of machines, whatever.
I have not.
It's an older, not older, but like early, mid 2000s. Anyway, that's what Sophia's car is like. She called me yesterday, right? And I didn't know any of this was going on with her vehicle, this specific thing. Yesterday at like 3:23, she goes, Dad, my car won't start. I'm like, okay, well, describe it for me. Like, I don't know what at all.
That's kind of one of those questions that you ask not really expecting an answer.
Right.
It's like,
and I want to help, but what do I like? You asked me about your computer. Like, what is that? Like, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Unplug it, blow on it,
kick it. Whatever.
So yeah, she's like, I said, describe the problem a little bit. So she would put the key in, and the key physically wouldn't turn. She's like, it's been doing that all week, but it usually I just work through it. I'm like, so you didn't tell us? Yeah, power through. She goes, but it just won't this time. So the trick where you take the steering wheel and kind of move it a little bit, and then it'll turn. It's not working. So she did get it started, and then she got home, and so then her friend picked her up. Yeah, her friend picked her up this morning. It's like $400 for an ignition. Yeah, we've called around all over the place, and we called. This is awesome, AAA, which is usually really good. We called them last night because it was a locksmith coming out was covered, and a locksmith can do an ignition according to AAA and the locksmith. We talked to them.
Okay.
And they're like, oh yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Safford, they'll be out there in the next hour by 7:30. Should everything taken care of? So 7:30, 8:30 comes around, whatever. We call the locksmith. They told us who was going to be the locksmith. Called him, and it was like the on-call guy. He's like, oh, we haven't gotten a call from AAA. We haven't anything. So we don't come out. We don't have that stuff available now. So it'll be tomorrow morning. Like, awesome. So then 2:48 this morning, I get a missed call from AAA. Hey, Mr. Safford, just want to let you know we're not going to be able to make it out to your house today with the locksmith. Well, thank God I wasn't on the side of a road.
When did he send that message, that call?
2:48 this morning.
But he didn't call you at 2:48.
It was an actual human being voiced on the voicemail because he, in the middle of it, he goes, excuse me. And if that's a recording, they need to do it over. Yeah. So at 2:48 this morning.
Is there any chance that somebody makes a call, leaves a message, and the message you don't get notified until 2:48? Is there any chance that happens?
Because I have a missed call at 2:48. So not just a voicemail, a missed call.
And you weren't up?
No, I got an hour and 12 minutes later, I would have been awake. Yeah. It's never a good thing when your phone rings in the middle of the night. I didn't hear it.
And you didn't hear it. Mm-mm. Which is really weird considering you're kind of hypersensitive about the fact that one of your kids is no longer living in your house.
Yeah. It's wearing off. I'm sleeping a little better now. Just saying. I mean, I haven't seen the kid for a week, so it's still kind of weird.
I'm guessing calls all the time, but there's probably a lot more food in your house.
Oddly, there's not much change.
Really?
Because he ate all the time anyway.
But did he have his own stash or what?
No, he just ate out all the time.
Oh.
He spent just tons of money on
He's making
DoorDash Indian food for $37 for one person.
That's going to change, right?
I would think so. He has commented that he goes, I can't believe how expensive groceries are. I'm like, yeah. Remember all the times we said that? So I can't wait till they get their first utility bills because that's coming up probably in the next couple weeks.
God, I wish. Oh, and sadly, it'll probably come via email. Well, the first one might come via mail. Depends if they've already signed up, like for paperless.
They did. They all signed up for paperless.
Dang it! So I was going to say, I love those pictures that they have when somebody gets their first job and they get their first check, and they're all excited, and then they open it up and they look at how much was taken out. Mm-hmm. That would be really cool to document. But you won't get to do that.
No,
you'll still get a phone call about it.
Oh, I guarantee.
Because he's not on level pay. Mm-mm. So if they've been running the error,
which I'm sure they have. And they've got Giga Blast cocks. I'm sure those boys are going to have sticker shock.
They just jumped into the deep end. I love it. I think that's hilarious. That's great. Oh my God. All right. So one other thing too, coming up on Monday, we're going to have a special guest on with us. And have we had him on before?
We have not. I don't think we have.
We have. He does a podcast here with us at Hurrdat Media, but he's also a longtime friend of mine, and he worked in radio at one point, but then he ended up going back into law enforcement, and he'll tell the whole story on Monday. But the thing is, his podcast that he does is called the Officer Down Memorial Podcast because he is a sheriff in Minnesota, and but he has that background, so he was able to take some of the stories from officers that were killed in the line of duty, and kind of do like that real life radio. What do you want to call it?
It's like storybook kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like old time radio.
They're really good. Actually, not only on Monday, but also today, I'll put a link to his podcast in our description. So you guys can listen. They're amazing.
And this month, on a serious note, this month is law enforcement suicide prevention awareness, and Sunday is their day, the 26th. So he has a new episode coming out, and so he had some special episodes this month that were with some of the organizations that support law enforcement and their families, whether they're survivors of blue suicide is one of them. Another one is called Invisible Wounds Project. And he's talking to some of those people and some of the things that can be done. But and then once you know where his podcasts are, and then you can see all the stories that he's already done. I think he has 25 up right now.
And they're all
they take amazing. A lot of time. Mm-hmm. You know, they're really involved. And he talks to people that used to work with them or their family members or, you know, anybody that was involved in the situation. And he's got a couple that were personal because they're officers he worked with. And most of the officers are in Minnesota, but we're working with him and trying to help him kind of spread his wings a little bit and work in some other communities. But fingers crossed we can get that rolling too. Yeah. But he's going to be on with us on Monday talking about not only all that stuff, but also just his process and what else he does and how he ended up being a sheriff.
Yeah,
and he used to be a hoodlum.
How emotional. Most sheriffs, I think, were hoodlums at one point. I think the police officers that I know in my life at one point were hoodlums. And
it's like you got to have the mind of a thief, right?
I think so.
Like they say, you got to be able to think like the bad guy. Mm-hmm. So probably pays off.
So the opposite of being a hoodlum is being a cop. So you kind of make that total transition. So then we'll put that link in our description of this episode, and then it'll take you to our network page. There's a whole bunch of other different podcasts up there as well. So
that'd be great. Yeah. So looking forward to talking to him and getting that story out there. But hopefully we can get some more of our podcasters on with us, as a matter of fact, just to kind of get give an introduction to get a chance to know him a little bit better.
And a lot of them live on the West Coast, and this Pacific Coast time's killing me. It's like, dude, it's 8 o'clock here, and it's 6 o'clock there, and they're still firing stuff. I'm like, dude,
At night. But then in the morning, you're that guy.
Yes. And I just did it this morning to Dax. I sent him a text at 6:30 my time, realizing it's 4:30 his time. But
he's going to look at that the same way you looked at the missed call from AAA.
He already sent me. Yeah, right? Or his wife's probably thinking, who's texting you at 4:30 in the morning?
What's going on here, dude? What is going on? Yeah, so hopefully we can get some of these other guys on and gals that are doing podcasts with us. And they've got some great stories. And there are a lot of local ones as well, but there's some that are, like you said, on the coast.
Mm-hmm. And we got some really good ones starting, too, in the next 3 months.
Or so, a couple months,
Yeah, some really, really, really cool ones. So we're super pumped about that.
That sounds fun.
And we'll definitely keep you up to date on that.
Yes.
All right, so thank you guys for watching. If you were watching on YouTube and Facebook, and then if you're not, then you probably should maybe on Fridays.
Awesome. Good morning, Rihanna. Good morning, Rihanna. Angie.
Hi, guys. We totally missed all the comments.
Oh, my God. I got to get caught up.
I already started the music. I can't stop it.
Yes, you can. You don't know what button it is.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.